What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Blazed and Confused, the podcast where curiosity is high, confidence is questionable, and logic usually shows up late. I'm Max.
And I'm Noah.
All right, so today we're going to talk about some kind of cool things, right? Noah, like two crazy, unsolved, kind of solved disappearances.
I mean, you might call him cool. I call him a little creepy, but
I
yeah,
mean, you know what I mean.
d- yeah,
I think I think it's cool as in it's interesting because
yeah, very interesting for sure. I
even
do
though
agree
they
on that.
think even though they think they've found the solution, the cause, whatever, both of these I think are just very strange. So before we spiral into that, this episode talks about the Dyatlov Pass incident. What we're going to talk about is just for entertainment and discussion. We're not experts. We're not investigators. We definitely weren't there. We're just connecting the dots, some real and some questionable. And, you know, some of the things that we'll talk about get a little gruesome. So, fair warning. Um, so, the Dyatlov Pass, it's over in Russia. 9 experienced ski hikers died in a mountain expedition. Um, it
Tragically,
was
like very
yes,
not like they. Oh, hey, you froze to death.
no, yeah. It gets weird. You know, you would think that it would be kind of like what happens on Mount Everest. You know, where they have like the mile markers of like that's red sleeping bag and it's a dead person. This was a little bit different. The circumstances were crazy. Uh, their bodies were discovered, and an investigation by the Soviet authorities determined that 6 of them died from hypothermia, and 3 had been killed by physical trauma. One of the victims had major skull damage, 2 severe chest traumas, and another had a small crack in his skull. 4 of the bodies were found lying in running water in a creek, and 3 of them had damaged soft tissue of the head and face. 2 of the bodies had missing eyes, 1 had a missing tongue, and 1 had missing eyebrows. Um, the investigation was concluded that a compelling natural force, aka Mother Nature, had caused the deaths.
I got a question.
Yeah.
When you say missing eyebrows, do you mean like somebody shaved the fucking eyebrows
Um,
off, or were they?
I wish I had the answer to that. It
Because I'd like to see Mother Nature shave eyebrows off of somebody.
well, not just that. Why is there a missing tongue and eyes? That's the really weird part. And
Well,
then
yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of theories on it.
yeah,
Like, and like, there's an animal that attacked him. I mean, I'd like to see the animal that does that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. That's
Okay, I'm
just
stuck on shaved
strictly
eyebrows, but I'd like to see the animal that shaves eyebrows and eats somebody's tongue. Okay, it
yeah,
just don't make sense. You know, they said an avalanche or like a large, a landslide type deal.
yeah, yeah,
Um, once again, not adding up for
yeah.
missing tongue and shaved eyebrows,
Yeah.
or like a UFO or something like that. You know, like something real crazy they've said, and I don't know, man. This one, like I said earlier, you said it's cool. I said it's kind of creepy because both of the disappearances we talk about today, this one, if you really think about it and you stay up a little bit too late and you think about it, you're going to stay up later because you ain't going to be able to sleep. It's going to get in your head. You're going to go down the rabbit hole and it'll get you. It does. Every time that I start kind of doing research
Reading
on this
about
and
this
start
one.
looking into it, getting
Yeah.
into it, man, I go down the rabbit hole and every time I'm like, there's something out there. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, dude, so here's what's even crazier, right? That you said that those keep you up. Mine is there's people that think it was a spy meeting gone bad. And then other people think that it's from like nuclear testing in the area. Uh I don't understand how nuclear testing would do just eyes and tongue. Like that's weird.
Shaved
Um,
eyebrows.
yeah. I mean, the shaved eyebrows, maybe like, how I don't know how nuclear radiation actually works, but I can only imagine when like a bomb goes off and a dude turns around and he just has no eyebrows, but he's okay. That's what I'm wondering if we can
Like
explain the
like when you
eyebrows
light the
with
bonfire and you stand a
yes,
little bit
yeah.
too close and you just
Yeah, you
turn
poured a
around and you
little
go,
bit of gasoline on it.
yeah, you just turn around, you look at your wife, and you go, damn,
Dude,
it got me.
that's what I'm saying. It's
Or you light the grill or something, you just,
I yeah, I don't know, man. And the thing that's crazy, right? Is so this is 1959. There's all kinds of stuff going on in the world. Um, the Soviet Union's still going kind of strong. Uh, all of these people that are hiking are very experienced ski hikers. Now, I have only ever heard of hiking, never ski hiking. Did a little bit of looking into that. Looks crazy.
I'm
Um,
sure.
yeah. So the grade that they had was grade 3, which is the highest certification that's available through the Soviet Union, and it requires you to have traversed 190 miles. That's crazy. Um, so when they go to do this, it's all like grade 3s, and it's to finally get their certification that they need to be like, the grade 3. Um, and all of this happens within 4 days. They kind of get it ironed out. January 23rd is when they decided on everything, got their route, got told, kind of how many people are allowed and everything like that. Um, and then they go to set off what, January 27th?
Yes. Yeah, I read January 27th is when they started their journey here. They started it towards the Orton. Um,
Okay. I think that's like a campsite or like a peak.
yeah. That's it's like
Because
a
it's like what we do. You
like a
name,
mile.
yeah,
Yeah. You know what I'm
yep,
saying? Like a almost like a rest stop, I guess,
yep, yeah,
for us, like on journeys and
like a
stuff.
checkpoint, save point.
Yeah, yeah. I
Respawn
guess.
here, please.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know how much of a safe point I would call it for
Right.
these fellers, but yeah, there was one guy, Yuri Yudin. He had made it one day onto the trip, and
Dang.
then he had bad knees. So I know how he feels. Having bad knees. He was like, "Hey, look, fellas, I can't go no farther. I had to go back. Hips and knees
That's
just ain't working
wild.
for me."
And it's so
And
early.
yeah, right, which is kind of weird. Um,
Double agent? Is he a double agent?
it makes me wonder, like,
That goes to
do
that
you think that he
spy
came
meeting.
back type deal? Like, was he
No,
the one
like
who
he
did it
was
to
the
him?
mole. He
Yeah, you know
found
what
out where
I'm
they were gonna
saying,
be. Ooh boy. I don't know. That
but
spy meeting sounds pretty good now.
right. They had diaries and some cameras that were found at their campsite there, that tracked the group.
Okay.
Uh, Basically, it tracked them up to their last day. Obviously,
Yeah.
January 31st. The group arrived at the edge of a area to begin climbing. Uh, no longer just kind of hiking; they were now climbing straight up the mountain.
A little odd.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Just
um,
forget the skis. We're climbing.
yeah. So that night they camped down in a valley. It says, just weird night.
Yeah.
The next day they took off for their pass and then didn't make it too far that day. They had bad weather and set up camp for the night. And when I say bad weather, I'm not talking like, oh, they had some rainstorms coming, some bad thunderstorms. Like they're on a mountain, so they got some terrible, terrible
Oh yeah,
snowstorms coming.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
I've watched
they ain't
Bear
gonna be
Grylls,
able to
man.
see nothing.
You know, everybody pretty much assumed that was the last night, right? Like that was
Yeah.
the night
So
everything happened.
yeah, well, they these guys being the pros that they are, got into this snowstorm a little bit, and everybody agrees that they ended up deviating west because of this snowstorm. Didn't have any type of visibility, but they just kept on keeping on, basically,
Right.
and ended up going about a mile out of the way.
Yeah, they're like on the slope, right?
Yes, dude.
Yeah, dude. This is where you're
So
like, oh, they fucked up. Something they fucked up.
yeah, and the Yuri, the only one who survived, all he had to say was, they probably didn't want to lose the altitude that they had gained, or they decided to practice camping on the mountain slope. Excuse me?
Yeah, they didn't even have a loan back then, so they're not recording it for like a winning a couple grand. These guys are just like, you know what? Let's see if we can camp on the mountainside. That's uh
Why?
not very
Why?
smart.
Like, oh, hey,
Yeah.
by the way, the snowstorm's gonna get worse, but I
I
say,
say we rough it here.
yeah, on the
In the
side of a
worst
mountain.
worst possible spot. See, now that kind of makes you think like, ooh, they died in an avalanche, right? Because fresh snow on the side of a mountain.
Yeah, no.
Nope, I don't know, man.
Avalanches don't take your fucking eyebrows, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. What
I'm
if like they
stuck
go
on
to
the
set up,
eyebrows.
dude? They're practicing, right? One of them's like, dude, I can start a fire way faster. Pours a little bit of like WD 40 or like a little bit of like pocket gas that he's got for whatever. Pours it on this fire, lights it, burns his eyebrows off. That's when shit starts going sideways. Dude laughs, rolls down the mountain, cracks his head. Another dude laughs so hard he like bites his tongue.
Clean
You
off
know,
and then eats it. What?
I don't know, dude. I'm trying to add all the speculations in.
Yeah, I've come to the conclusion that a Yeti come down.
Dude, okay, so that is crazy. That is one of the theories. And when we get to where we're at here, this is the last night they've been talked to, right? They when they get ready to leave, Dyatlov says that he's going to let them know when he gets to the other campsite, Vizhay. He tells them that he'll send a telegram, which is crazy. Um, so it was expected by like February 12th. And then like nothing comes in and they're like, uh-oh, what's going on? So they give it a few days. And then 8 days later, they are contacted by their relatives of the climbers to send a rescue operation in. So now everybody's like, "Oh shit, they weren't practicing camping on the side of the mountain." Um, so here's what they find. Another 6 days has passed, right? So last last time they know of hearing from them was January 31st. It is now February 26th. Searchers find their abandoned and badly damaged tent on the Kolat Saikal. The campsite baffled the search party. Mikhail Sheravin, the student who found the tent, said the tent was half torn down and covered with snow. It was empty, and all the group's belongings and shoes had been left behind. That's wild. No shoes. Investigators also said that the tent had been cut open from inside. Now, that's where I'm getting back to the avalanche, Noah. If you're buried in snow and you're trapped inside of a tent, what you gonna do?
Not shave my fucking eyebrows off.
Okay, yep, you're right. But hear me out. You're going to swing that machete or whatever to cut out. What if you catch, your buddy old pal's eyebrows? I mean, it's pretty impossible, but it's A
Look,
possibility,
I
dude.
said a couple episodes ago, the biggest thing about conspiracies that they have to have common sense to really work. And common
But
sense is going to dictate this one and go, look, something ripped out somebody's fucking tongue, ripped off their eyebrows, or shaved them off,
that's like
gouged
a
out some
crazy
eyeballs.
interrogation. Holy shit, dude! Spy meeting. It's an interrogation. It's like the escalation of force. It's a really fucked up one, but like, step
Here,
one,
man.
tell us what the
Okay.
codes are, or I'm shaving his eyebrows.
I was going to say, do you think they started with shaving the eyebrows or ended with shaving the eyebrows?
Dude, that's what that would have been wild. Reverse order. We're gonna take their eyes. All right, they didn't believe us. We're gonna do it again. Fuck, we gotta step it up. Get a tongue, and they're like, God, it's not working. Eyebrows. Everybody's like, oh shit, the codes, the codes.
Yeah, well, everybody but the guy with the tongue.
Yeah, right. But dude, that's crazy because it could have been a spy meeting gone bad. What if they were being
Not gonna
interrogated?
lie, dude. Anything to do with the Soviets and whatever, you can say what you want. Anything to do with the Soviets always has mysteries behind it. And
It's
it's
true. Well, it's
always,
because
dude,
we were trying to
everything that,
hide everything from each other. They
oh
were
yeah,
hiding what
so
they were doing. We
everything
were doing
has
the
to do
same.
with like even today though, people would be like, well, if Russia's involved, there could be spies. And it's
Yep,
like, well, okay.
dude. I mean, I get it. They're sleeper agents that were caught, and okay, good. You've proven your point there. But imagine how many have gone the other way as well.
Oh
But
yeah. I mean, they
I
say that
do,
the Cold War ended. I don't really think it ever
yeah,
did, but that's a whole nother day
yeah.
and talk.
But this is going on in the peak of it. So what if it is like a meeting for intel, and they kind of deal with it and then bounce out. That's oh, dude, that's crazy.
I mean, I just want to
Light
know
bulb moment.
what. I mean, I guess we talked about having that time machine to be able to go back and watch. I mean,
Dude,
this
this
would
would
be a
be
gruesome
crazy.
one to watch, but
But
it'd
you
be
would
something to
know.
sit up in them clouds. You know what I'm
But
saying?
dude,
That
what if
spectator
it
view
is
to be
something
able
that
to
you
see it.
can't say it? Like it makes you sound crazy. They're like, "Yeah, dude, it was aliens. They came down and they did that." And they're like,
Yeah,
"This
right.
dude's fucking nuts."
Like I'm saying, the Yeti. The
Yeah.
Yeti
Oh,
coming up.
yeah. Okay,
It
this
would
guy believes in a
definitely.
mountain yeti. Nuts.
Well,
Not
yeah,
getting believed.
but I tell you right now, the rest of your life, you're going. I'm never going to the mountains. I'm never going to
No
the mountains.
shit,
I'm
dude.
never going to the mountains.
But then that brings it back to if the Yeti's real, then obviously Sam Squanch is real, right?
Yeah, maybe. Is it okay? So then, do you think it's a cousin?
I don't know. Skunk
Do you think
apes?
it's like the same type of bloodline with? Okay, look, we're deviating
Yeah, we're getting way off track. Yeah, the
because,
the
but
whole
but
thing
look, the
here.
whole thing with this one though that gets me is like you said, they left their socks and everything, and they're like the tent had been cut open from the inside, and most of the hikers fled in socks or barefoot. Okay, so if it's that cold and you're in the mountains, and there was this blizzard and everything, I'm not even in an avalanche. I'm probably gonna try to get my shoes on if I then have
That's
to
well,
cut
not
myself
even
out.
just
Like,
that, dude. They found two of them just in their skivvies, dude. Just in their underwear. That was it.
yeah,
So that is crazy. I've heard of things like they were so petrified of whatever they encountered that they dipped, and they just were
they
in that much of a
they did
hysteria.
the medical examination, obviously on all of them, and they said they all died of hypothermia. Even
Yeah,
though one of them, I'm probably gonna butcher the name here, but Slowbuden, slow Buden,
yeah.
slow
I think it's Slobodan.
Slowbuden. So Bowden had a small crack in his skull, but it was not thought to be a fatal wound. Okay, that's odd.
Yeah. Not to mention just that. They also found that the branches on a tree that were right by them were all broken at 5 meters high, which is like kind of an odd thing. So they were like, one of the hikers wanted to climb and broke all these branches. Um, and then they say that between the pine and the camp, the searchers found three more dead. Dyatlov, Kalmagrova, and Slobodin that were all dead in a pose that suggested they were attempting to return to the tent. So, if other people are climbing out of the tent scared, and these other dudes are coming back to the tent looking like they're running from something, it almost makes you wonder about like hypoxia. They say that like when your brain starts getting depleted of oxygen, you start seeing stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, it could have just been like
Like having
hypoxia that
like a psychedelic trip type deal,
pretty
just
much,
going
but like in
wrong,
the
you know?
worst way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they
So,
said, well, like, they said that they all died of hypothermia, but then they redid uh, an examination of 4 bodies in May and seen that 3 of the hikers had fatal injuries, major skull damage, and major chest fractures. The force required to cause such damage, the doctor said, Boris, we're just going to go with Boris. No way I can pronounce this last name.
that's fine. I like Boris.
Yeah, the force required to cause such damage would have been extremely high, comparable to that of a car crash.
Yeti.
Notably, the bodies had no external wounds associated with the bone fractures, as if they had been subjected to high levels of pressure. So that
Hypoxia.
that almost disproves my Yeti because
I don't
if
know
it
though.
was,
What if the Yeti is like, not scratching anybody up, but just crushing them when they touch it? You know what I mean?
well, maybe, but you would still see like an external on that. I
I don't
feel
know.
like.
I don't know. That is crazy. It could be, you know? It could also have been a UFO, alien using some kind of new technology.
Yeah. What, they probed them or something? Probed the
I,
eyes out?
I don't think that, but
You know what it is?
what?
It's Jeepers Creepers.
Nah, dude, nah, nah.
Nah, dude, he took the eyes so he can see, the tongue so he can taste, the eyebrows for, I don't fucking know what he
Because
took
he
the
looks like a
eyebrows for.
burnt turd. No, he's a burnt turd with eyebrows.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
I
that's the only thing. I don't know, man.
well, okay, so we counted what, four members that we just found there. They
Yeah.
found the four others dead as well, but they were 4 months. Oh no, sorry, 2 months later than the others. They were found in May under 13 feet of snow in a ravine 246 feet further into the woods from the pine tree that somebody was climbing. Three of the four were better dressed than the others. There were signs that some clothing of those who had died first were removed and used by the others. Uh,
Oh,
Dubinina was wearing Krivnashenko's burned, torn pants, and her left foot and shin were wrapped in a torn jacket. You know what that starts to sound like again? Avalanche.
I'm telling you, it doesn't add up, though, because
The treetops would have been snapped, correct? Only branches at 5 meters were broke. That would have been the world's smallest avalanche that somehow killed 8 experienced climbers.
yes.
So,
And tell me how Dabina was found.
um, wearing burnt clothes and a torn jacket made into a bandage almost, or like a boot.
Okay. What was she missing?
She was missing her tongue, wasn't she?
Her tongue, eyes, part of the lips, as well as facial tissue, and a
Oh,
fragment of skull bone.
yep, yeah. Boy, I thought it was just tongue. But isn't that weird?
So, I got a question. How the fuck's an avalanche do it?
Back to the Yeti.
I'm telling you, dude. I think it was the Yeti.
That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. You know, here's here's what journalists are saying about it, right? 6 of the members were dead because of hypothermia. 3 were fatal injuries. I don't understand how one kills you quicker than the other. I mean, I understand fatal injuries, but you would think that the fatal injuries would have just been left where they were, and the hypothermia would have probably died later. Um, there were no indications of other people nearby on the Kalat Saikal, apart from the 9 that originated there. Remembering that Yuri went back. The tent had been ripped open from within. Weird. Now here's where it's crazy. The victims had died 6 to 8 hours after their last meal. So they ate and then they died 8 hours later, potentially. Traces from the camp show that all the group members left the campsite of their own accord on foot. Like, nobody got drugged, like a lamp or anything like that. So nobody was being like unconscious. They were all walking without like haste or anything crazy. Um, Now here's where it gets weird. There were levels of radiation found on one of the victims' clothing. Back to UFO maybe,
Or that
unless
CIA spy meeting, man. I mean,
yeah, dude,
what if them climbers?
exchanging some nuclear activity stuff.
Yeah, dude.
Crazy. I'm telling you, dude, the tinfoil hats need to come out today because this one has so many theories because nobody has gotten a perfect, like, unargued answer for what happened. I think that that's one because nobody was there, but you would think by our level of, being able to recreate things based off of, you know, prints and, crime scene analysts that someone would have figured something out about this. Um, so here's what people are also saying. There was like an indigenous group that lived in the mountain area. Um, that was called the Monzis. So people were arguing that the Monzis killed them. Well, here's how they argued that.
They
Um,
couldn't have though because they said there was nothing like we said the Yeti wouldn't have scratched them then.
yep. And they said that they saw no force of the blows, that it were too strong because no soft tissue had been damaged. So back to kind of why the Yeti might not have been able to.
As much as I want to say it's a Yeti, man, it's stuff like that.
Aliens.
Yeah,
And
beamed them
then
right up.
here's what's even crazier. The released documents had no information about their internal organs condition.
What's that
So
mean?
during the whole autopsy, they never looked at the status of any of the internal organs, or they did and they just chose not to document it, or they were forced to omit it. Um, it's kind of crazy. So people are saying that that might be the thing that kind of tells everybody what it was. So if they don't talk about the condition of their internal organs, they don't know what the actual cause of death is for the hypothermia. They could have died from being like crushed or something too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or they didn't
Well, I
have
guess if
internal
they were
organs.
that either they didn't have internal organs, or I guess if they were crushed by an avalanche.
But then you would think they would state that would
Well,
be
there'd be
like on the
no
autopsy.
soft
They'd be like,
tissue
"There's
damage,
nothing
but
there."
that doesn't explain the eyeballs being gouged out, the missing
True.
tongue.
I'm telling you, that's what everybody keeps saying. They're like, "Okay, you think you found this, but you come out to us and you tell us they died from a compelling natural force. What the fuck does that mean?
That right
Mother
there
Nature
just
killed them?"
Yeah, that opens the doors to
That's
just
just like them being like, I don't
conspiracy.
know.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's the floodgates opening for conspiracy theory
Yeah.
heaven. You know,
Y-
like
Yep. Here's what's even crazier. Um, when they officially decided that, the files were sent to a secret archive. Weird. Why are you sending it to a secret archive? Huh? Little fucking weird. All these theories are just, that. They're just theories. Of course, there is, a pretty cut and dry investigation because it's now been reopened and closed 3 different times. In 97, they finally gave where the location of the camera film was. Um, it was an investigator. The guy then donated the film to the Dyatlov Foundation. Um, and then the diaries of the hiking party fell into Russia's public domain in 2009. So now, obviously, it's like a little bit of like, we're going to leave this unreleased just in case, but once we're sure about it, we'll release it. I find it weird that one of the investigators had the negatives to the camera. Little odd. Why did he have them and not the precinct or whatever?
yeah, I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
that's odd. I mean, in 19, they reopened the investigation again, and the investigators come up with three possible explanations that were considered: an avalanche, a slab avalanche, or like a landslide, or a hurricane. What?
the hurricane's a wild one. I wonder if it's like a mistranslation or something. Um, or
Yeah, is it
maybe
like one
there's
of those?
snow
Oh, what's it
hurricanes.
called? Like the Draco or whatever?
Yeah, yeah.
You
I
know,
I
like a
think I don't know, man. Maybe the hurricane is something that happens in snow areas or mountainous regions. I'm not from one, and I don't visit them frequently when the weather's bad. So
right.
maybe it's different.
But
But
what's messed up is the possibility of a murder had been discounted. They're just like,
so
nope,
yeah,
wasn't a murder.
that's. I
Are you
think that.
kidding me? You just took it off the table completely, and we got people with no eyeballs, no tongue. Like,
So I was reading one of the theories as to the eyeball and tongue thing is where they were found. There was a possibility that rodents had found them, and obviously that's the softest tissue. Kind of gross, kind of morbid, but it also kind of attributes to the fact that the one gal was missing like her lips and other stuff. Really gross. But that's what they're thinking is it was either rodents or some kind of a small predator like a mink or something of that sort because they were by a tree, right? So they can't be far from woods. I get that they're on a slope, but you know, um, people are thinking that, or not people, investigators have pretty much put that out there, right? That's what it is. It's too gross to put it out for everybody else. But it's weird that some of them were found with like serious fractures and everything else. Others were found just dead of hypothermia. I feel it's very weird. The circumstances, even though they've got a good answer, are just odd, dude.
well, yeah, I mean, like the temperature was low, about -13. They say to
Yeah.
-22 degrees Fahrenheit, with a storm blowing,
Yeah.
and the
And the
dead were
fact that
only partially dressed.
yeah,
So,
that's the thing.
like we said, only had one shoe, while some just had socks. Just
Yeah.
like
Now, some people were saying
why
though
in
that
the hell would you go out of your tent like that at all? And
and
like we
that's
said, unless there's that avalanche or whatever, but that still just
mixed with
doesn't.
hypoxia too because the really varying altitudes, they could have been pushed from way up, and that's just where everything settled.
Right.
Um I don't know. It's weird. It's so weird. And we invite you guys to kind of put your theories in because it is weird. It's got an answer, but the fact that all these other possibilities that are just believable enough keep popping up, man, it interested us. And it's crazy. It's one of my absolute favorite conspiracies. Another shout out to Friday Beers, dude. They do like a case where they drink a case and solve a case, and it's always like a cold case. This one came up. Their theory was my favorite. They said that they got drunk, partied, and then it got out of hand, and the snowstorm hit. And I want to believe that because that would be the best story to come out of this. It would
That's the
make me
best
go,
possible scenario that could have
yeah.
happened.
All these other ones are always like terrible. Why are there never conspiracy theories where it was like, no, dude, they were raging, just going nuts. They brought up like 8/5 of vodka with them to celebrate passing this exam. Got out of hand, and two dudes fought and fell in a ravine. And this other dude climbed a tree and fell. And this other gal, dude, she fell, and then got like chewed on and shit. And then we died because we were outside and got hypoxia. Like it's just that would be a way better theory, but I don't think that's the case, unfortunately.
Made that sound as nice as possible. That was like if Disney just made
Oh,
a
dude.
movie about
The
Dyatlov
Dyatlov Pass.
Pass.
Dude, if they did that, I would cry just out of the sheer joy knowing that idea came. Dude. Oh, I think it's still, no matter what, it's tragedy. I feel bad for the families of these people. I feel bad for the friends of these people. It's a really terrible thing to have happened. But, we want answers for those who want answers for them. Really weird way to say that, but.
I mean, I just want answers for me. I want to
Well,
know
yeah,
if
true.
Yetis are real, bud.
That would be sick. We know that aliens are. My theory's sticking, bro.
Drop them.
Say it again.
Come on, Trump. Drop them.
That would be wild. Fucking
Drop
can't
the Yeti files, baby.
do that. Yeah. August of 26. I'm bringing out the Yeti files unredacted. These are for your viewing pleasure.
That would be wild.
Dude, if it happens, I'm done. I'm just accepting that everything's real and nothing is fake anymore. I just want to know where the fuck my dragon is.
That we're ready to talk about. Just be like, damn, he just keeps dropping these files,
dude.
Ruin them.
That would be it. Would be nuts. I think truly the fact that it's even considered as much as it is that the Yeti is involved in this just deepens the conspiracy. I think aliens possibly being involved in this adds it. A little spy meetup gone bad with special like ray gun. We got it in Call of Duty. Probably got it in real life.
I can see it.
I'm telling you, it's what about the Wonder Waffle, dude? That's why the branches are broke. Like shot it and blew the two dudes into the ravine, ripped the branches.
Well, that makes me wonder too. If it was a spy meeting or something, and there was nuclear,
and the Yeti came and only got the Russians somehow.
Yeah, well, no, dude, but like, what if there's a bomb that went off? It broke the branches. It wasn't a big bomb, but it was a small enough,
like a suitcase one.
Yeah.
But then wouldn't you think the ones that were rated, or not rated, but decided to have died from hypothermia, do you think they would have shown from other reasons, though?
I mean, maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
But the one chick had burnt clothes. Why the fuck was your clothes burnt? Well,
I wonder if it's true. But then why would it be tied around her ankle? That's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
like I said, you let us know what you guys think because This one's crazy.
Yeah, I mean we
Do a
got
little
we
research
got to.
outside of us too, because there's more.
Yeah, I tell you what though, we gotta get to our second one because otherwise I'm gonna have to stay up late tonight, and I'm not doing this again. Okay, I can't. My wife is gonna get angry.
What's the second one, man? What do you got?
The other one, okay, it's a little bit. It's definitely mysterious, but it's not as like gruesome as the
I think I
Dyatlov
know what you're
Pass.
about to talk to.
It's the Mary Celeste.
Yep, the ghost
It
ship.
was the ghost ship, man, the OG ghost ship.
Yeah.
Um, little bit of history on it. The Mary Celeste was built in 1861 at a Canadian shipyard. So it was a Canadian-built American merchant boat.
Yep.
Um, before it was the Mary Celeste, though, it was called the Amazon. Crazy enough, Amazon was still delivering goods back in 1861.
Yeah. So this ship had been around, right? Like it's gotten its first name. It got renamed 8 years later, and then kept that
Uh,
same name for what 90 something years, or not 90 years. Boy, that was a brain fart. I kept that name for like what 19 years or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Because I think if my research is correct, it was like 1885 that
Yeah.
it was wrecked for insurance, like for
Yep.
fraud. It was insurance fraud all the
Yeah.
way back in 1885. They still had insurance fraud. It's
Well,
crazy.
and so this is why though, right? Like the boat was just found completely undisturbed, and I mean completely undisturbed. But the crew gone. It was just washed up, right?
Yeah, it was a full boat. Okay, it wasn't like, oh, hey, there's four people on this boat. You know,
Yeah,
it
no,
was
it
a
was a big boat.
full crew. Yeah, it was a big boat. It had a full crew, and
It used to
they
be a
had left.
brigantine, dude. So like those are big ships.
Yes, they were the biggest ships.
Wow.
The Mary Celeste left New York in 1872. Let me get the exact date here for you.
It left October 20th, 1872.
Oh, I have a different date.
Uh-oh.
I,
Conspiracy.
yeah, I got November 7th,
Okay.
1872.
Yeah, maybe they were just getting ready. Oh yeah,
Maybe. I
nope, you're
mean,
right. I'm sorry. What I read was that was when they got the ship ready to leave. Was
okay,
October
okay.
20th. My bad.
Because it was found abandoned in the Atlantic Ocean in December of
Yep.
1872.
So a month and 2 days after. That's crazy, dude. Like I know that ships took a while to get to where they needed to go, but having
But
it a
that
month
long?
and yeah, a month and 2 days, and they're just like bouncing coast to coast.
Yeah, and
Uh,
then and
boy,
then they're just found. This ship's just found perfectly intact though,
yeah,
with
with nothing like messed up. It's crazy.
nothing was messed up, nothing was missing type deal. Like wasn't like pirates had got on the ship. Um, it's very odd. If you
So
want my personal opinion, I think it was mermaids, but
So the here's my theory on it. There was another boat called the DeGracia. It's like DeiGratia.
yep.
Um, they were coming out of Hoboken, New Jersey. They left 8 days later. So now I don't know. Maybe there was some beef. Maybe like the two captains didn't like each other. So what if this DeGracia caught up to the Mary Celeste, made the crew walk the plank, and just kind of drug the boat? And then just
Maybe,
cut it
but
free.
then why would they get rid of one of the lifeboats? because only one lifeboat was missing off of this boat.
Maybe it was like a way of teasing them. Like they towed the boat away and then they cut the lifeboat free. And then they were like, good luck. And then they actually killed him.
Women and children got to get on the lifeboat.
Well, I'd hope there's no women and children on this boat making this trek for, work in 1872. That was kind of like a.
Oh, bud, they didn't have child labor laws then.
Nah, true. Boy, maybe they were then. Maybe that's what it was. It was just women and children and like, don't say shit or else.
Yeah, here, get on this lifeboat. Best of luck to you. Because they think that, with the one lifeboat being gone, that obviously everybody in that lifeboat perished out in the ocean.
Yep.
So the whole one lifeboat thing, it don't sit right with me.
It's weird.
It's weird. The theories for the abandonment.
Yep.
Basically at the center of it, they say it's a panic-driven evacuation due to perceived danger, most plausibly from alcohol fumes from its cargo, causing a pressure explosion. But the boat was fine.
Exactly. If a pressure explosion happens, how's that happening and leaving no damage?
Right?
I feel like they'd see like at least something broken.
They said, they think a faulty pump leading to fears the ship was sinking, or a combination of rough seas, a damaged pump, and navigational errors that convinced Captain Briggs the ship was lost, ultimately forcing a hasty retreat into a lifeboat where the crew perished at sea. That does not make sense.
Nope. He's piloted this boat for what, 10 years plus at this point?
Yeah, and you're going to tell me,
this route that I run every day, every year for 365 days, maybe 364 because they might have taken Christmas off. He's like, nah, dude, it's a lost cause.
Those just don't make sense. So here comes my theory, and it makes even less sense, but it's one that I'm going to hang on to pretty tight here. I think that it was mermaids.
Dude.
I said it earlier. Okay.
Dude, you've gone back to back. You've doubled down on the most ridiculous ass theory that it's for both of these. Dyatlov, you're like, Yeti. Gotta have been. I seen a Yeti. I swear it was a Yeti. And then this one, you're like, mermaids. I swear, I've seen a mermaid.
Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm a conspiracy theorist.
I'm telling you.
Damn, all right? So mermaids are real, and they're not like Ariel from the Disney movie, all right?
Yeah, they're like the sirens, like the scary ones.
Dude, they're like, yes, man, and that would make sense because it just made everybody jump overboard to go to them.
Yeah, but then one lifeboat.
One person was smart.
One guy was like, dude, I don't know how to swim, but I'm going. I'll get in the lifeboat, I promise. I'm telling you, so here's the little bit that I did find out, some people have thought that it was a water sprout, okay? Here's why I don't believe that. Nothing was disturbed on board. If a literal water tornado has got the power to suck people off the boat, again, how did the mysterious lifeboat get used? Like one dude was like, I don't know how to fly, I'm getting in a lifeboat. Or do you think it was just like the last guy is the cook and he's like, I have never piloted a boat in my life, but I think we came from that way. And
what if that water spout just took off one lifeboat?
And all the people?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's got the power to suck up. Let me just get this straight. The entire crew and a lifeboat.
Just one.
Nothing else. nothing else is messed up.
I mean, I'm telling you, dude.
think again, you have picked a silly ass answer for an even sillier thing. You know what I'm pretty sure this is? It's not fucking mermaids. But I think it is the theory that something went wrong that was like, they something confused them. What if like the navigator and the captain got into a fight? They both got concussions. One of them falls asleep. He's stuck that way for a long time. The other one just not the same. And they go to get in the lifeboat because they're like, dude, we can't pilot this. They get in the lifeboat and they take off. And then they all died at sea. That's what I
what
think
if
the
a
answer is.
divine intervention come down and
just
touched
one
the captain and
lightning
told
bolt,
him, "Hey,
lightning bolt,
you need
lightning
to
bolt.
get." Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I
What the hell kind of what if was that? You're saying my fucking mermaids were dumb? Don't you?
here's the answer. Something happened to the crew, and the boat was fine. That's all we know.
Well, yeah, but look, bud, I'm out
Yep.
here trying to solve this mystery, and that's the best that you got for me.
No, here's the actual best. People think that the DeGracia was paid by the overinsured owner of the Mary Celeste, Winchester, allegedly paid the DeGracia crew to lure them on board, kill them, and get rid of them, and then ditch the boat. But the main thing that kept this from ever being like the 100% answer was they said, "Oh, the DeGracia is slower." Well, what if the Mary Celeste weighed down is slower than the DeGracia without stuff? You know,
Yeah, I
that's what I
guess.
think. I think it was
No.
like we said the first time that an insurance fraud happened. And I
Yes.
think we found the answer. Allegedly.
Uh,
Allegedly.
if that's what you want to believe,
Allegedly.
you know where I stand.
Fucking mermaids.
It makes sense.
One of them wants fucking legs, Noah.
Only one. The rest of them want to eat fucking people off of boats.
Only you can prevent mermaids from killing your ship.
Yeah, just don't listen to the songs.
Dude, what if it's what if it's 1870s mermaids singing single ladies, getting people to just jump off the boat? They're like, dude, this is gonna be something.
What the hell? It's the one lifeboat. One guy was like,
Yeah, he's like, I don't dig this.
I can't swim.
Give me,
But
give.
why don't you get in the boat? Or in the
He just
movies,
didn't
those
vibe with it.
sirens, they're able to like climb up the side of the boat, and then they
But
start
that's
singing.
only
What
if they
there
trap
was,
you.
like,
What if the dude who got on the lifeboat was deaf?
yeah,
Oh, all right.
yeah. And
I
then the Kraken got him.
I'm putting my shovel up. We've dug a big enough hole.
That's fair. Yeah, I should probably get off of this topic.
Yeah, I think it is time to remove our tinfoil and just say it's been fun chatting conspiracies with you. Again, they're conspiracies. They're not real, but we are. Thanks for listening to Blazed and Confused again. Peace.